Thank you, sir. We now request the audience to share the questions in the chat box, or they can just unmute and start asking the questions. We will take it one by one. Can you please elaborate, according to you, what do we keep in mind while preparing reminder infographics for a new brand, a blueprint to make doctors addicted to my brand?
The first and the foremost thing is that it has to come start with the ownership. Once the ownership comes, the field has to have the ownership with the brand, emotional attachment. Means if some it has to be if something is happening with the brand, it is happening with me. That kind of attachment has to be there.
Okay,
Yeah.
understood, understood, sir. The next question.
Madhav, can I say something very interesting about the brand
Sure,
is
sir, sure.
talking about?
Definitely, sir, definitely.
Very recently, about a month back, or maybe about 2 months back, there was a very big controversy about Meftal.
Yes.
And
Yes.
now it has been even banned, and they have been asked not to take Meftal at all. But what I keep on wondering, why is this controversy coming after 43 years of introduction?
Yes.
Is the side effect of a drug visible after 43 years? I would like
Yes.
Shankar Das sir to comment on this. In fact, there are many drugs also prior to this which were withdrawn. For example, Cisapride. Cisapride was withdrawn about 10 to 12 years. Then
Yeah.
came some of the Coxips. The Coxips, fortunately, were withdrawn within 3 to 4 years.
4 years.
43 years after introduction, the side effect of a drug is coming to light. I'm just wondering what is happening to pharmacovigilance. There is no pharmacovigilance departments in the company. What is the drug controller doing? I would like Shankar Das sir to throw some light on this.
No, I think even a few days ago I saw a news item where what is that authority or what is that board on what basis they have raised this concern which got publicized. Now that type of probing is on because Maftal Spaz is such a big brand with very many years of usage. I don't think suddenly somebody will be showing up a side effect which is very concerning. Okay, so it is a well-known fact that if you take amoxicillin or those type of preparation, there will be some amount of diarrhea. Okay, that will not be found out after 40 years. That happens within the phase 3, phase 4 clinical trial itself, or at least little bit later. Okay, like the case, the worst case, like that we remember, the worst case in medical history is the thalidomide case. But
Hmm.
even thalidomide has such a significant usage. That's why even I think sometime late 90s or something, thalidomide once again has appeared. See, any medicine is like a knife, but the hands of a able surgeon, it does wonders. So in this case, Meftal is just a spasm reliever and pain reliever, and millions of people are using for 40 years. I really wonder that what was that special thing that had happened, which has missed the eyes of the drug controller of India or very many experts around the country, suddenly to wake up and do that. So we have to wait for more information to come in. I personally, I don't believe that there is some concern. See, this cannot be equated with some concerns that got raised, for example, antihistamine like terfenadine. Astamizole and terfenadine, if you remember about 20 years ago, okay, they did face a side effect concern, but that came in a very, very formalized way of QT wave prolongation in the cardiac rhythm. Okay, that has come up, and a logical step was taken in terms of how to phase the product out. Whereas in this case, suddenly a news item appears, and then there is a advisory is given. On what basis? We have to keep our fingers crossed till the whole information comes out. But I think it is up to the company Blue Cross also to take it up strongly, okay, with the authorities, so that no undue concern is caused among the public who have been using this product regularly for very many years. I know very many women in my family circle, friend circle, and all. They have been using. I did receive this question from a couple of them that whether it is a concern, and I said that you have been using it all these years. So when you have not seen any such issue, and it is a short-term therapy, okay, so don't get unduly worried. Let us wait for the complete information to come. So this is how I can respond at this point of time.
Shankar sir, just sorry for the interruption, but there is one question popping in my mind is that sometimes a brand like Maptel, which is such a big brand, there may be some other brand also, and someday such a thing comes up which can definitely have a negative impact on the sales. But at that time, what happens in this field force? What will happen? There will be a some sense of fear will come, like, because that is directly impacted by the sales. Right now, they will look forward to the brand managers. Like, what response should be there from that side? So, can you share some light on this? Like, what a brand manager
I
should
have
do in these situations?
I have very many personal experience on this because Nimusulide, NICE is the brand which was in Dr. Reddy's laboratories, and in 2003 or that's the time where the Star News was very popular. The very popular lady anchor, okay, I don't want to name her to face any legal issue, but a very popular lady anchor for her coverage of Kargil as well as the Bombay attacks and all. This lady conducted one show also on that, where I have seen that very emotional drama got played. Okay, where a woman was saying that it is like a poison and all. Okay, so absolutely people, okay, for knowing about the medicine, whether you will refer to BMJ or JAMA or you will refer to Times of India. So that is how this type of an issue got propagated. Okay, so it is certainly a problem, but at this point of time, how the brand manager faces it, okay, first be empathetic. Now you cannot be uh, arrogant, and brand manager in his limited capacity, it is not possible for him or her to know whatever things that are happened around the world, okay, to come to the knowledge immediately at the touch of the button. So be empathetic, be responsive, okay. And I will tell you an anecdote also on this, that which happened in Hyderabad. Okay, in Medipatnam there was a hospital, and the hospital is run by a doctor couple, and no names are required for this discussion. So the wife, okay, got admitted, and she unfortunately passed away in the major trust hospital in Hyderabad. Okay, and immediately it was blamed on Nimusulide. Okay, the brand no, which I am talking about, it was blamed on that. Okay, so the entire Hyderabad team was very much worried. I was a marketing manager. So along with the area manager and the representative, I went to that trust hospital in Hyderabad. I met the physician there who was treating this lady. That physician is actually father of a very popular cricketer. Okay, so this much clue only I can give. Okay, the father of that, and that person, he welcomed me and he spoke to me, and he said that the news is very sensitive and it is there everywhere, so you cannot quote me. But he said that no, the lady before consuming this product, Nimusulide, she had consumed at least 15 tablets of diazepam. She had consumed close to about 18 tablets of ibuprofen, 400 milligram, and she has also consumed Nimusulide. So what was the issue? We do not know. Okay, so when there is a personal issue, okay, what is convenient to put the blame? Immediately people will find a fact to blame it. But the point I am coming to it, so naturally I cannot also quote that, but at least two of my colleagues have remained with me and they have heard together. So what is the important takeaway is, if there is such a problem coming in, don't shy away. Okay, be there with the people and be responsive in taking the feedback. That's the best thing you can do. You need not defend, because safety, drug safety is of the highest importance. So till the factors emerge, be empathetic, be responsive, and go to that. I also remember another anecdote. This is from a medical director of Pfizer Pharma long ago. It had happened, so it's an anecdotal story. Okay, where the brand manager sent one circular. I'm talking about 25, 30 years ago. That no typhoid, no, but like a pandemic, it was spreading, and it is a great opportunity for you people to go and no position and sell the product like that. He made a circular. That was the time where every communication need to go through a medical department for them to vet it. So this medical director stopped that circular and he converted that language. Okay, he converted. You want to sensitize your people, so he converted that language. He said that there is a pandemic of this typhoid happening everywhere. Don't you think this is the time where you should go? You should be there in the forefront to serve the people. Okay, and that is how that circular was sent. Now, why I am saying is, being empathetic and being sensitive to that scenario is very, very important than looking at running away from the situation in terms of adversity. Okay, or not trying to see something as a major healthcare issue as a major opportunity. Empathy for the brand manager and that CEO or the marketing team is very, very important. That's the point I am trying to make.
Thank you,
Venkata
Shikhar.
sir,
Very interesting question from Abhishek here. He is asking what is the market share of Meftal after this controversy, and what is the effect on the prescriptions? Unfortunately, we will not be able to comment on this because the number of prescriptions they will come to know only maybe after 4 months or so, when companies like CMARC or SMSRC, they tell us. But one thing I can tell you from the old data, which I still remember from CMARC and SMSRC, that as far as Meftal's pass is concerned, repurchasing of the drug is very, very high. New prescriptions are very low, and repurchasing of the drug is very, very high. A woman has, say, menstrual pain, she'll straight to go away and ask for Meftal's pass. Probably the sales may not be affected, and the effect on the prescriptions may be seen after maybe 1 or 2 cycles of this prescription audit companies. It is too early to comment on this because, once again, who are the purchasers of these kind of products? Probably they may not even be literate people or who read the controversies. Today, everybody is interested in political controversies than these kind of controversies.
No.
They probably
People
they
want,
may totally ignore it. Now,
people
Vivek
this
sir,
brings me to another very, very important point.
Vivek sir,
And why I hold
Vivek sir,
a
Jaspal
company
sir
like
wants.
DRL in high esteem is because when they know the side effect of a drug, when they know the side effect of a combination, they will never introduce the drug. Let me give the example. NICE, Nimesulide, since we just mentioned about Nimesulide, Nimesulide was the undoubted brand leader. Then came a combination along with paracetamol. Then it was sumo, all the way, and all these kind of combinations. But Dr. Reddy's, I still recall, they took the stand that they will not introduce this combination. This is what I call ethics in marketing. This is what I call as good marketing practices. So, if a company like Blue Cross today has this kind of problem, they should probably investigate more and find out the truth.
Yes.
What do you
Vivek
say?
sir,
Thank you, Vivek sir. Yes, Jaspal sir.
what I want to share that one of the best things to build up the confidence of the doctor is to conduct regular trials. Now, MEFTA, I still remember during my period, there were regular trials which were done with the clinical trials I'm referring to with the doctor, and that was with the detailed performa, where doctor you are supposed to enter all kind of information that is being procured from the patient after prescribing the MEFTAL range. Now, there was all kind of support that was provided from the field team, manager, medical representative, everyone, wherever doctor used to ask for the help in terms of sharing the detail about the format which was given to him for providing the detailed information that was provided, and not a single format. We used to get any such kind of serious feedback that there is a problem. This kind of side effects are coming, which all of a sudden has cropped up. Further, in the present scenario, also, if we see the e-commerce platform, maybe PharmEasy or 1mg, you see, there is a regular feedback of patient which is mentioned there. And if you see today also, there is no such feedback that is being generated on the online platforms also, e-commerce platforms. So this is a bit surprising that how this kind of major side effect has been reported. Probably more detailed information when comes, like Sir has shared, then we come to that this kind of side effect is there. But I believe the clinical trials must be going on right now, presently also in the company with the doctors. So this kind of situation coming up all of a sudden after so many years, that being of a product which is regularly put under clinical trial. So this is a bit surprising.
Shall I add a point, Madhav? So
Yeah.
I would like to say that what is required for the marketing team, brand manager, is empathy and being open to receive any feedback that is coming back to the team, and be there with the field and allow the experts to work on to find out the factual data about the product. That is how one need to do. Like Vivek pointed out, Dr. Reddy's was a very responsible organization. So Dr. Reddy's all not only stopped any of this launch plan of paracetamol combination with nimesulide. It did not even, it discontinued even pediatric formulation. But importantly, NICE, even today it is available and it is selling very well, number one. When this type of controversy comes, we should also remember and recall what happened to the Maggie controversy that was suddenly erupting up, and the sales drops immediately. But then the public trust once again gives birth to, and in this type of case, people actually want relief. So they will certainly go by their own personal experience. Let us wait for what is the factual data to emerge. And personal request is if when you release anything on this tomorrow, okay, please try to avoid specifying any brand names.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Jaspal sir, one question comes from Sharmila. Which were the competitor brands targeted at the time of the launch of Meftal-Spas?
You see, there is a brand from the Mankind, right? And there are a few other brands, but I'm talking about from 2000, 2008. Means
Okay.
Meftal's, I mean, this brand was ruling the market almost.
Okay.
Yeah, and that too at a price which is it's not a most economical kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you, sir. Sir, another question which is very interesting comes from Milind. How do we create the ownership of the brands in the Gen Z teams?
Now, ownership of the brand comes with the it percolates from the company head. That's very important. How it is being shared and how it is going to affect his presence in the organization. Not only in one company, but in every company, there has whatever attachment comes with the brand. That brand becomes the top brand, and that starts from the top person. That how that attachment comes, ownership comes with the satisfaction of the needs. Now, satisfying of the needs is basically from in different form. For the patient, in terms of the benefit from the disease. The patient is benefiting in terms of disease. For a professional in the field or in the brand management, maybe in terms of making it a big brand, he sees that kind of opportunity here that satisfies the need of that he can project himself as a great professional with the help of this brand. Because this can be right any brand it perceives with the emotional attachment or ownership, where an individual sees that this thing can take it to a long distance, where the ownership comes. This is one of the factors, but there are a lot of other factors also. Once the person sees that, professional sees that this is the brand which, if I establish, this will pay me the salary. Yesterday, the first day also, this point was brought very strongly that brand is the individual salary.
Okay.
So it is not that every brand, every product can become a brand, but there are always few brands, few products that shape of brand. So these are the few things which can probably connect with the taking the ownership. It majorly satisfies the needs of the person, where person sees can attach his success, his or her success with that brand.
Uh,
Can I
uh,
add something to what Jaspal has just said? And what I'm saying is something generic, not particularly related to uh, not particularly
Well,
related to Meftal. If you
yeah,
want people to take, this is especially for the young brand managers who are here. If you want
yeah,
somebody to take ownership of the brand, if you want someone to take ownership of the brand, you must involve them in formulating the strategy. Yes, let me repeat again. You must involve them in the formulating the strategy. The moment you feel, the moment they feel, yes, I am a part of the strategy, I have contributed to the strategy, the ownership will automatically go up. But what happens these days? Somebody sitting in the office who doesn't go into the field, who doesn't know the market realities, they come out with strategies and then they enforce the field people to implement those strategies. Such strategies can never be owned by the field staff. If you want any brand to be successful, the field must take the implementers, the strategy executioners, they must take total control of, they should feel that this is my strategy and I'm implementing my own strategy.
yes.
Then you see automatically how the strategy implementation not only goes up, every person in the field, especially the first line manager, he will feel, oh no, this is my strategy. This is a strategy which I own and I will take ownership of the brand. That's all.
Belongingness,
I
Okay.
uh,
belongingness
want to add.
comes.
I
yeah,
want to add
Jaspal
another
sir.
thing.
Yeah, Sankar sir. Just one thing. The question is all about Gen Z. So if you can just add about what to do with this generation, which is impatient always and wants result quickly, please add to this question, sir.
Yeah. So the what I am going to respond may be applicable there also. Okay, a company, a marketing team should not create a Gaurava Sena with too many products. Okay, so go with the limited brands, limited products. If we keep on releasing product after product every month, then ownership will not come. It will be seen as a logistical nightmare for the executing team. So a restricted product launch, okay, for a division, for a team, or for a company, that itself will create. Okay, it is easy to remember 5 Pandava names, but beyond Duryodhana and Dushasana, we cannot remember the names of so many people. So how does I don't know how Dhritarashtra managed it, but it is very difficult when the numbers are too many. Okay, for the current generation, current era, what is very important is the passion of the brand manager and the marketing team of with what conviction they have gone to the market to address this the sales team members, and how after the launch, okay, they are in constant touch with their field colleagues. All these things matter a lot to create that bonding. Actually, the brand manager is a person who doesn't have authority over people, but has influence over people. Okay, so it is very, very important that if the brand manager can impart and create that influence on the people, ownership will be a outcome of that influence in effort. So I would put it, ownership. Why my field is not owning the brand is not the right way to look at it. What I can do to create that ownership is the right way to look at it. That's the way I will respond.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
And
so much. Yes.
strategy has to be very simple. That's what is most important. That everybody understands what the medical rep talks. The same thing is talked by the brand manager. So that is what is very important. It is not that the complex things are made, but implementing is very complex.
Yes. Sir, one question. Why the drug formulated using IP are not as best as compared to USP, as the report come on December 23 from US FDA? This is being asked from Ajit. Can you answer this question, sir, please?
I don't think this is. I am not aware of it, because whether it's IP or USP, they all are equally good.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think this is. I've not seen this kind of put any. But if somebody is bringing in, I think he must have seen somewhere. And but actually, if it is published in IP or it is in USP, it is same. There is a difference in that. I think Mr. Professor Vivekanand will be able to throw more light on this.
Yes. Vivek, sir? Yes, sir.
Yes, what was the question, Jaspal, once again?
There is a question from the audience that IP, there is a product IP and USP, and IP has good results and USP has got a good results.
IT.
Sir, no.
IP, Indian Pharmacopoeia.
Indian Pharma.
Pardon?
Indian Pharmacopoeia versus United States
IT,
Pharmacopoeia.
okay. Huh.
So, audience, probably one question has come, audience, that IP has got lesser results than USP.
Do you know some of the newer products which have been introduced in India? They don't have USP. They don't have, like, I forget the name. There's one product which was introduced in the field of psychiatry, and that is for the treatment of schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Forget the name of the brand. Shankaras, yeah, what is that neuropsychiatry brand which did not have US FDA, permission, but is doing extremely well in India?
I think Sizodon is there.
Which one?
Sizodon. I think brand name I'm remembering.
Forget
the
Or for
Sizodon.
that, even Nimesulide, it doesn't have a USP.
Correct.
I mean,
Correct.
it's only IP. So whether it's IP or USISP or that doesn't matter. It's all about how I promote the brand, the passion of the brand manager, and how we transfers that passion to the field. That is all what counts.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, sir, I don't have a question, but I just wanted to add, with the permission of the speakers. There was a question about USP and IP.
Mhm.
What I understand about when it comes to IP, it's an Indian pharmacopoeia, and Indian pharmacopoeia has been given the authority. When the Indian population is being tested on those drugs and how the patient respond, and that's how they give approval. And whereas if you talk about a Western as well as Indian population, their body, etc., all are different. So I think the Indian pharmacopoeia, and there's a comparison chart also which is available where you can see how IP is comparable to USP. So that's what I just wanted to comment. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Karamveer, you can also put your points if you want.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. In addition
Yeah.
to whatever was like colleagues, they have already said about that. So actually, what happened? There are various like guidelines given into the different you can say the books. So just for everyone is aware about the Indian pharmacopoeia, British pharmacopoeia. So if you see, Indian pharmacopoeia is generally following the British pharmacopoeia. If you go, so ultimately they are maintaining the standards, and this is about the so that the product should be safely or safe for the patients, and even in case when they will keep the the expiry date is even less or 6 months less they keep, and they have to keep the record of. So that is more about the purity and other parts, and that is about the like sometime it may be possible in some area that dexamethasone is available at 60,000 rupees per kg, but however in other places the same dexamethasone may be available at 1 lakh rupees. So to verify these kind of impurities or what kind of products you are providing, that also depends upon the raw material which we are using. And to maintain the same kind of standard consistency batch by batch, these guidelines are given even if you see as per the national formulary also. So in most of the product, you will not find a lot of difference between, of course, you may find okay, in one country, in case, if depending upon the genetic makeup, so like one of my colleagues here has already said, depending upon the Indian population, these permissions are given. So that is the criteria, but otherwise there will not be huge difference. Just for an example, I was sharing the tobramycin. In case if you see the tobramycin in case of United States of Pharmacopoeia, they just mention ki tobramycin, plain tobramycin. But however, in Indian Pharmacopoeia or in British Pharmacopoeia, you will find by the name of tobramycin sulfate. But as when we will apply our logic, so all the aminoglycosides, they are available into the salt form of sulfate only. So ultimately, there is some difference in the terminology or in some criteria. But otherwise, if you see, there is not huge difference, hardly 1 or 2% difference is there. But of course, some company, they are promoting, okay, we are following the standard of the United States Pharmacopoeia or British Pharmacopoeia. If you go to Japan, they are following the national formulary. But of course, when you compare with the bioavailability, bioequivalence study, or even the hardness or all the other parameters, they are almost same. So depending upon the time constraint, I would like to restrict my discussion.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Karamveer. Very nice points.
Thank you.
Thank
Just
you.
one pointer.
Prakash,
I was just trying to remember that product, the CNS product which has become the number one antipsychotic, and that is amisulpride. Amisulpride. Amisulpride is not approved in USA or for that matter any of these Western countries. Yet in India, it is the number one selling or rather prescribed antipsychotic. So what I wanted to say is all depends upon how you brand your product, how you market your product, your credibility, your brand equity in the market. Any product from Sun Pharma in the CNS range, it suddenly becomes the number one brand. And thanks to Sun Pharma, Amisul Pride became a #1 brand. So brand equity of the company is also equally important. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay. Thank you, Vivek sir.
Yes, sir.
Prakash, you can unmute yourself and ask the
Yeah,
question.
yeah. Thank you very much. This is Prakash here. Sir, I am working with Biologically. I have one point to say regarding IP and USP. It is pertaining to one molecule, noscopine. Noscopine was an European molecule, so it never had a USP. And it was with Biological Evans. It was launched in India 70 years ago. And it took, there was a lot of problem in India where we faced because of it not being USP, and the brand could not raise up to that level. By that time, dextromethorphan was launched, and dextromethorphan was a super duper brand. But then, as I became the brand manager in the year 2012, that time the brand size was just 10 crores or something. So what when I joined, and then I did lot of post marketing surveillance for this, and this helped us to get lot of data, factual data, which we could reproduce it to the doctors in India. And today the brand is with IP and it is almost 75 crore. So what I want to say is that USP has got a lot of influence on doctors. Doctors also, they say whether it is available in USP. If it is in USP or US, if it is available, then they also try, okay, it's available in US means it is more safe and it is more effective. But that's not the case always. So this is one very classical example. Today, Coscopin as a brand is almost a 75 crore brand, sir. And this I was handling last almost 10 years, which took the brand from 10 crores to 75 crores. And today there are almost 17 to 18, 7 or 8 SKUs of Coscopin in India today. So that is what, sir. It is not necessary USP. If it is USP, it means that the molecule is really very good. So that was my just a point I wanted to share with the team, sir.
Very good point you have talked about, Mr. Mogre. Very good
Yes,
point.
sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sure. I would like you to share a small message for the audience to end the
Okay.
session. Yes.
Okay. Message is that whenever we are going out in the field, because today I was supposed to be on the execution side, so I'll share from that point of view only that the brand management, like Professor Vivek Khetan said, that we must give the belongingness by involving them in the uh, strategy building. So once they are involved in the strategy building, a lot of belongingness will come and the ownership will come. So that is what I have a message for the brand managers to that they must try and do their best of involving the field team in building their strategies.
Okay.
Because whenever they involve the field, whenever they go, they definitely have the this is my product. This is what I have to share. I have to make it successful. That is what has to be done.
Yes.
I just wanted to know what are the parameters for a brand to be a successful launch, and what should be the sales after 5 years of launching, which makes a successful launching of a brand. For a mid-sized company of around 1,000 crores, let's take a product of a competitor, the way yesterday we were discussing about Zincovid. What is the target market, and what should be the first year sale, launching sale, and after 5 years, what should be the turnover of that brand, so that we can understand what the industry is accepting as a successful launch and a successful brand. You got my point? Which I thought, shall I take it here?
Yes, sir. Please.
Which says if one brand manager is handling two brands, both with different molecules, but in same category and same purpose indication, then how to make different strategy and brand communication. I think Mr. Ajay should see Omi's and Razo video if you have already provided that link. That is number one. And number two is in the branded generics market, this is not a unique subject. It is very common subject. So I feel that these are all the areas where management institutes also should spend time in terms of how to prepare the students for a branded generic market like India, so that this situation can be handled. And it is not a very tough, difficult situation. This is something very easy situation, but now that is not the time to get into the elaborate point of that. So better this Mr. Ajay can see that video, Omis and Razo. There was another one important question which I thought it deserves answer, which says that in one particular division, to how many brands one can give equal importance and grow. Now, we are not here to give a well-rounded ball as brand management. There is nothing called equal attention. There will always be attention and priority based on the commercials within the organization. When I say commercials, gross margin, and whether it is manufactured in our own site or it is transfer price product. So those reasons are there. In which category we are there? What is the relative opportunity scope? Okay, both SMSRC or CMARC inputs can be used where you can prioritize your attention. I don't think in portfolio one can give equal attention across all the products in a portfolio. There has to be a prioritization. These two questions I thought I should answer. Over.
Thank you so much for everyone who has joined us today. Have a good time.
Thank you, Madhav.
Thank you, Jaspal sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek sir.
Bye, Jaspal.